It's like
No one asked. Hype about bone in is so.
Hold on.
But you like the bone in?
Yeah.
And your
that's
kids?
Planes were going to fall out of the sky and your bank account would be zero. The power grid would go down. Everyone filled into the streets.
Oh my God.
I think you're more of a Beats Will person.
How many bones in the human body?
286.
Or you misspelled 1812.
No, you seriously have to review that.
Alright, we're back with another video.
What?
And yeah, we're back with another video. We made 2. We got to start making this a thing now.
This is our
Like every week?
every week.
Every week.
Like you guys are going to be in here every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you love us?
Maybe
guest.
even twice a week.
We have Moo in
We
today.
got Moo in today.
No.
Yep, first time at it.
First time in the basement.
Is this your first time in the basement?
Yeah.
When you say it like that, it doesn't sound any
Like
better.
this basement or any basement? Because Tanner's been in a lot of basements.
I can tell. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
had his time in basement.
Okay.
We're welcome.
Oh,
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, but when we say it's time to go, you got to go.
Well, last time we said that, he's never tried pineapple on pizza, so we got a pineapple on pizza, so he has to try it.
All right. Well,
It's time to try.
Get in there.
Pineapple on pizza.
You got to give us an honest review.
Yeah,
Okay.
remember last time we were down here?
Show the
You
camera.
said you'd never had
Okay,
it.
show the camera.
Let's try it.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, I don't know if the camera can see that.
There is definitely more than pineapple.
I
on that
see
pizza.
pineapple chunks, not like the round things.
Yeah.
Okay, is this like a Dave Portnoy thing where we're gonna do
I
like
guess
one
so.
One bite,
take?
everybody knows the rules.
Okay, one bite, everyone knows the rules. Got it. Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Gotta be more original, Tanner.
I'm sorry.
You didn't even get any pineapple
Yeah.
on there.
You get,
What a horrible
you gotta
bite.
get 2 bites.
Yeah.
2 bites. Is it good?
Okay.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, he likes it.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Really? What do you think out of 10 though? Like 10 being your most favorite pizza.
I'd say it's like green peppers. It doesn't really change the flavor all that much.
Yeah.
I just liked it.
It has like a tanginess or to the sauce.
A traditional Hawaiian pizza, you would be able to taste it. That is just a combo of whatever. It's
you
not
also
even a
taste it,
traditional
but
Hawaiian pizza.
I know.
Good call, TC.
I know
Yeah,
TC
yeah,
wants a
gotcha.
piece of pizza.
Oh, I know I want a piece of pizza.
Go ahead,
so
dig in.
Yeah,
Dig in.
I'll have a piece.
You actually-
Here, Maddie. Yeah, I know you want some. If you ever, you're Italian, so you probably this is probably sacrilege.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is something for sure.
Go ahead.
Is there onions on it?
Well, and
There is onion.
And Coach broke the
Not
first
happy.
rule of pizza etiquette and put
Hey,
a
if it's
half
food, he'll eat
eaten piece of pizza back in the
He'll
box.
have your piece.
Sounds.
Oh,
will.
I will not be eating 2 pieces of this. But
Whatever, man. As soon as we're done, you will eat all of that.
Yeah, this pizza probably will.
Now this comes from one
you
of our
think
favorite.
so.
Oh god, this comes from one of our favorite restaurants, right? You guys go
but
to all the
it's-
time.
But it's
Okay, we're covering it up because
Yeah.
we don't want to.
yeah. Until they decide to sponsor,
Oh, okay.
right? Because apparently this is a thing. So
that gets a 9 out of 10 on the TC meter.
No one asked.
yeah. Thanks for that.
Good hot takes on the same topic as food is when you go to Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. Like I usually like to get the boneless, but everyone likes bone in. I don't know what the hype about bone in is. So
Well, we'll say, I do prefer boneless, but it really is just a glorified chicken nugget with sauce.
Whoa. Hold on now.
It's just a chicken nugget with sauce.
Well-
Like, if you think about it, it's not, a wing should have a bone in, but if I had to prefer which one I'd have, it'd always be boneless every single time.
what do you like? Bone in?
I'm traditional. It had bone in. Yeah, it's a wing.
You
not a bone.
You can't call it a boneless wing. It's
Yeah.
just a. It's
Chicken
just
nugget.
Well, hold on now. What chicken nuggets are you talking about?
Yeah, because McDonald's chicken nuggets.
And please don't talk
Terrible.
with your mouth
Tender,
full.
I'd
We'll
say.
come back. We'll come back for his opinion because he's.
He's stuffing
please
his
don't
mouth.
talk with your mouth full. I have to see that at dinner. So
But you like the bone in?
Yeah, that's a wing. That's a chicken wing.
Of course you like bones.
Yeah.
Bone in, bro. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like bone in or bone out?
I think it's about the experience.
So you like
Right?
experiencing
If
the
you
bone-in?
just want to chow down, if you're hungry, I think a boneless nugget of chicken, because it's not a wing. It's not a wing,
Yeah.
right? That's like me putting chicken on a pizza and calling it a pizza wing,
True.
right?
But
It-
it came from a wing, though.
Yeah.
did it?
Probably. I would hope so.
Isn't most chicken in a boneless wing white meat chicken?
No. It's
No,
Then why do they call it a wing?
Yeah.
because it's not from the wing.
Then it's not a chicken nugget.
Yeah, and then it's a chicken nugget.
Okay. All right. So next time,
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna have to buy food every time you guys come down here, which is fine.
Yeah. I mean,
We're gonna get a chicken wing, a real traditional chicken wing
okay.
of, I'll say the spice level of my choosing,
Okay.
and then we're gonna get some boneless wings, and we're gonna cut them open, and we're gonna see what they look like. I'm
Okay.
telling you, the
I think that's
meat in a boneless chicken wing
Yeah.
is not from the wing; it's from the breast.
I think it's the wing.
Okay, so
There is no white meat in a wing.
Okay, I guess we'll find
Then
out. I know Tanner's happy for the food though next
Oh, yeah.
week, bro.
Um,
Every episode,
so
bro, we've
excited.
had food.
Every episode, I could just eat.
I feel like you guys are setting this up to get fed
Yeah.
every time you come down.
This is
here.
an excuse for our mid. I won't call it dinner, and more midday snack, because I'll still eat dinner too.
Because he has 4 meals.
Tanner,
a day.
I mean, you have a midday snack. Which one is the midday snack? Is it the 10 o'clock, the 11 o'clock?
No.
The 2
The 11
o'clock?
o'clock is lunch, and then there's around the 1 o'clock. That's the
11
midday
o'clock
snack,
lunch?
and then the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock dinner.
No. He has to pregame the lunch, so he has to eat before the lunch.
do
Then
not
he eats
pregame
lunch,
lunch.
and then he has a postgame lunch. So
No.
That's just how it goes.
Well, okay, let's answer the question, then we'll get into
Okay,
that
yeah.
other part. So what did you say, Coach?
It's wings. If it's a wing, it's bone in.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Boneless, I think. Boneless is just better.
All right. If somebody says let's get wings and they take me to a place that doesn't have bone-in wings, I'm going to be mad. Because I'm thinking, again, it's the experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wing. It's a chicken wing. It's football games. It's whatever.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, if you say let's just eat some chicken, I'd rather have
Okay.
the boneless because they're easier to eat. They're not as messy. Right?
Yeah.
So, again, it's about what are you doing? If we're watching a football game and you bring some boneless wings, I'm going to be like, where's the kids? Are you bringing your kids? Right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
So,
Pause.
anyway, what do you have to say?
I would say boneless because you get more chicken. Like you're getting more bang for your buck.
There you go. There, I knew there was going to be a quantity.
More food.
More food, and you're paying. Let's say you pay the same amount.
That's
You're
actually
getting
valid.
more food for how much you're paying. So you're technically getting your money's worth for boneless, rather than wings. When you get a little bit of chicken, just a lot of sauce, and then you to have that big bone. It's pointless. You pay $10 for 5 wings. At least you're gonna get decent quantity of chicken when you're eating the boneless. And I'm a guy who likes to eat, so I'm going boneless all day.
So here's the lesson here. If you want Tanner to do well in economics, just relate it to food,
Yeah.
and he's all over.
Yeah, I would be a world leader if you related to food.
What, a chicken wing world leader?
You darn straight, son.
Okay. Now let's get some sanity here, Maddie.
I gotta go.
You look like a
Go
bone.
traditional.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like.
Oh my.
I knew you were a bone-in type of guy.
Good job. Good answer.
Okay.
Good answer.
All right.
Yep.
Of course, you guys like
The bone in works.
You
The
pay for a
bones.
bone,
Yeah.
and you're not even gonna eat the bone.
Yeah, you're not exactly. You're paying for something you're not even gonna
and
eat.
so much mess,
Useless.
so much. Okay, it's whatever. But
You can get the same sauce with boneless too. I mean, it's like.
Hey, what else?
well, I was also wondering one day, like when we go to in high school, we had category things for football games, and we would dress up, and it would be 80s, this, that, and then there was Y2K. And I asked my friend, I was like, "What is Y2K?" And I was wondering, because I never went through Y2K. So what is Y2K, and what was the experience like?
Oh yeah, you guys weren't even born.
Yeah, I wasn't.
You weren't even a baby to. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
When was
feel
this?
old?
I mean, when you put it like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as he says, you are a boomer.
Yeah.
No. And next week, because I know you're coming back, we're going to go over the generational by years. We're going to go through that so that you guys actually understand.
You straddle the boomer and the Gen.
No, I don't straddle it. And next week we will make that. We will make that perfectly clear.
Just on the cusp.
Okay.
Y2K was a computer thing where they were using 2 digits and trying to explain the issue. But the fear, there was a fear that what was going on. And you guys lived through a Y2K, by the way.
Okay, what is Y2K? What is
Y2K?
was
we were afraid there was a panic that was going on that when we switched over to 2000, from 1999 to 2000, we were using, like, in the analog system, a 2-digit year. So the computers would say, well, this was 2000 was 00, right, the last 2 digits, that it would revert back to like 1900. Like there wasn't a 4-digit system.
Yeah, there was no 2.
Right. So there was fear back then. Again, you can research this. Like planes were going to fall out of the sky. Your bank account, you were going to wake up on January 1st, and your bank account would be 0.
Power grid
I
would
heard
go
everyone
down.
thought it was like revelation, like the world could end.
I thought it was 2011.
There was a thought that could happen, right? That the power grid would go down. What was the other thing? A lot of companies made a lot of money from being where you had to be Y2K compliant, and you'd put like a floppy disk in to your computer, and it like would update the system or something like that, and then your system had to be like Y2K compliant, and people made a ton of money consulting to upgrade your system to be compliant.
So y'all were actually scared of
There was a fear.
year.
Yes.
You were like, oh my gosh.
There was
when
a
the ball
fear.
drops, like this is going to be.
Yes.
And guess what happened?
Nothing
Absolutely
happened.
nothing.
Well, the technology was a lot less sophisticated then too.
Yeah, true.
Right. So
We relied on it a lot less than we do today.
Oh, and hold on. He was talking about the business side of things,
Yeah.
like people preparing for that. Mm-hmm. You had the other side of things where people were prepping, like hardcore, like with
for the end of the world?
with food. Yeah, just like they started selling like those shipping containers that they bury in the ground to create like shelters, almost like it was back in the the Cold War. Like people started buying all that, prepping, storing food. Not that you shouldn't have some extra food and stuff, but I mean, like to the extreme.
Think to give you guys perspective, you guys had a Y2K event.
Which was COVID?
COVID.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's
Right?
true.
If you think about it, COVID was even more ridiculous, right? We had a run on toilet
down,
paper. We thought the world was going to end. There were body bags in China, right? We took kids out of school. You guys lived through all that,
I mean,
right?
yeah, 2 years of no school. I mean, everyone thought everything was over.
That's right.
That explains a lot.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Tanner didn't even go to school.
Hey, I study hard. Trust me. You know, the only thing I've ever heard about Y2K from your generation, and this is going to be really stupid, but was from Woodstock '99. I remember watching the documentary Woodstock '99, and I want you to explain what Woodstock '99. Apparently, it was a concert because it was the start of the millennium, and they like you said, people were prepping for something bad. That this concert was like a last hurrah before what people believe was the end.
So what was that?
Well, my opinion on that is they tried to take a classic 60s experience that, I mean, I don't know anything about. Your dad might be able to talk to that, but they tried to cash in on the name and have a what would you call it?
Cool.
A revival concert.
They had some of the greatest bands.
Whoa, okay. Let's hear who these great bands were.
Limp Bizkit, Korn,
Oh my God.
Megadeth.
You lost me at
They
Limp
had
Bizkit.
DMX. Dude, literally Fred Durst saying, "It's the end of the world, Woodstock '99." And, you know, and then he goes crazy with I mean, dude, that is one of the craziest concerts you could ever go to.
How is this tied to Y2K? though?
Because
I'm
like
trying
that's
to-
how I remember like watching that documentary. Like,
They mentioned
people mentioned the Y2K like it's the end of the world. Like that the world was going to end as soon as it hit 2000 because everyone was actually under fear that the world could end.
That's not really exactly what I was asking. I was just asking about like what was like the experience like y'all like other than like the year
was a mini
going
COVID.
into it.
Mini COVID.
The whole Y2K.
Yeah.
He's not exaggerating.
Yeah.
COVID was a lot worse.
Yeah, a lot worse.
Was it more? It was more of a
So-
digital. It was
That's
more of a
right.
digital thing than it was a disease.
Yeah, we didn't think we were going to die. The power grid might shut down. We might not have TV for a few days. But if you think about it, your COVID issue was a much more scary. But if you think about it, guys, it's a loop, right? It's a logic loop. COVID, why did everyone rush out and grab toilet paper?
Because they believed that everything was going to shut down for a while. So.
Right?
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
So same thing. So if you want to know what it was like, I would say it was like COVID light. COVID light.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, there was a Y2K even before the original. You could say that the Spanish influenza in like 1918, when that happened, that could
People were running to the store to get toilet paper?
People were. People
there were
under
1800?
1918. There were stores in 1918.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a very similar situation of COVID.
There was probably something, again, guys, every 20 years, think about it, there's a loop. Like back in the 60s, what happened back then that was probably something similar happened back then, right?
Cuban Missile Crisis.
There you go.
That's true.
And then in the 70s, you had the fuel
That's
shortage.
a great idea.
Right?
I agree.
Fuel. Do you remember that? I remember that, but have you heard of it?
Yeah, because...
Wasn't that Jimmy Carter when he was...
Yeah, it was. It actually was. They were... there was just a long story short, there was a fuel shortage, and so you had to get. I don't remember it, but I know
parents.
I remember you had to go to the gas station on a certain day, and you couldn't just go whenever you wanted. You just it was almost like rationing. We only had this much gas. There were lines, and
so he's much older than me, so that he remembers this. That's a good example. That's a great example. Yeah. Every 20 years, guys. So now that you've lived through something like COVID, I guarantee you something will happen, and you have to remember to use logic, right? When you can go to the grocery store and they have like a plastic plexiglass in front of you and the cashier, but you're handing all the boxes. Does that make logical sense? Yeah. Right? You guys have to think through, remember what you went through, how much pain you guys suffered, right? Because you're out of school, we pulled you out of school, like your sporting events that you guys missed, right? Dances that you guys missed.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think a lot more things changed as a result of COVID than they did from the Y2K scare.
Well, I think the next Y2K scare will be dealing with AI. I think that will be the next Y2K.
It already...
Well, it is, but it hasn't boomed as much as it can.
But what's the scare?
There's no scare in that.
That it could.
You don't know what it's going to be.
You don't exactly.
You won't know. Yeah. But just remember that you've been through it. Your parents were still around. Went through a Y2K scare that didn't materialize into something.
Where were you when the ball dropped?
We were in Las Vegas because there was a big party going on there. And everyone filled into the streets because you didn't want to be in the elevator, right? No one wanted to be in the elevator, right? when that happened, so everyone went out into the streets thinking like, you don't want to be in the hotel, right? And there was just a mass of people. Matter of fact, you can probably Google that. And you can see that what was going on there. It was crazy, and it ended up being a party. The lights didn't even flicker, and we all went back in and lived our normal lives.
Was it weird to see the two there?
No.
Not really?
No, not for me.
Another,
yeah.
What about for you? Yeah. Hey, what was it like seeing Turn to 2000?
Oh, I didn't. I was in the bunker. So, I have no idea.
Where were you actually?
Yeah, where were you actually?
Similar.
He was in the backyard in his bunker, he said.
Yeah. No, similar thing. I mean, I wasn't like in the city or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't scared that it was going to happen.
Yeah, but it was a thought.
I think everybody thought about it. Anybody that says they didn't is lying.
And you were 35?
I mean, because everything was still running. There were computers. It was not as bad as it is now, but still, I mean, everything, the electric grid, everything was still.
I mean, but
so there was a chance, but
change the question back onto you. Pretend you're 20 years from now, and your kids are asking you, what was COVID like? What are you going to tell them?
I really would just say, it wasn't really all that, to be honest. The only thing that was annoying, I just had to wear a mask. But I would just say where I was living at the time, they didn't really care too much. But other places, it really affected, and a lot of other people affected.
But I know what you were talking about when we tell our kids about, if they ask about COVID. When we're at that point, we're going to say, oh, it was nothing. But when it started, I definitely feel like we were not ready for that. Like it was a big event for us, but when we tell our kids, it's going to be like, oh, that was nothing. Just like they think the Y2K thing is pretty much, it's nothing, but when they were living it, it was a big, big deal.
Moo, what are you going to tell your kids when they ask you, what was COVID like, Dad?
Just like a long summer break, pretty much. I mean, I was too young to have a job at all, so kind of just got to stay home and play video games all.
That's true.
Tanner, what do you do this weekend?
What I do this weekend? I went to Metallica this weekend.
Where was that at?
I was in Charlotte, Bank of America Stadium. Dude, that was the most unreal experience I've ever had.
Really?
Genuinely. And the last 2 years, I've been to a decent amount of concerts. I will say that was the best concert I've ever been to.
Dang. Did you take any
visually? I took a lot of pictures, a lot of videos. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, you always say, I want to see Metallica because they're one of the biggest bands in the world, but actually seeing them live and the fact that, in the 90s, all that sound was raw. Now it's a lot of production. All their music is heavily produced. So when you go see them live, it's almost like seeing their actual tracks. It was, I can't even describe like how amazing it was because
that's cool.
Once in a lifetime experience.
Did you go with anyone?
I went with my girlfriend.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
Yeah, I was supposed to be there.
Yeah. You already seen Metallica before.
He kicked me to the curb and was
Didn't you see Metallica in like their prime?
Yeah, but like you said, it's heavily produced now, so it sounds just like the track.
But you got to see them when the Black Album came out. You got to see prime Metallica. So
it's all relative. It's just like Coach said. COVID.
Yeah.
Y2K.
I will say, couldn't have asked for a better set list. That was a perfect set list. I got to hear every song I wanted to hear. Some that I didn't, which is okay, but it was awesome.
How many people were there, you think?
Well, that stadium holds around 70. It was packed. I mean, it was sold out. I'd say probably around 80,000.
If the sound were good enough, would a VR unit be? Would you watch a concert, attend a concert with a VR?
I'd definitely wear VR.
Because I hear that's a thing.
I think that would
now.
be a cool experience, because some people can't afford to pay a lot of money for concert tickets, and I mean VR is expensive, but if you have a VR and you can go to multiple concerts and enjoy that experience, I think that's just as fun, especially if you have a surround sound system or if you have something that will allow you to enjoy the experience just as much.
At that point, you're just going all like Back to the Future on them. Like that's weird.
But at least you wouldn't have to pay, for every concert you go to.
That's just like the same thing as
being able to experience with other people.
That's the point. Yeah, that's the best part, and the fact that you'll have a VR. But being there live, seeing the lights live, being next to people, actually being able to interact with them, it's like no other. I mean, VR wouldn't be able to, replicate that experience. I will say, if you want to hear a cool little part, so I don't know how much I know about Metallica.
I don't want to hear it.
It's kind of cool.
You ask. Go ahead.
I don't know if y'all know who Cliff Burton is, their original bassist, but they were playing their song called Orion. And after the song, they had a dedication to him. They said, "This is for our buddy Cliff." Then they played "Nothing Else Matters," and as soon as the song started to play, it was raining. As soon as the song ended, it stopped raining. Last note, stopped raining.
Wow,
which is incredible. If you know anything about that song, it's one of their most beautiful pieces, and it was once in a lifetime experience, because
that's cool.
I mean, it was perfect, but
Glaze. That's too
cool.
Oh, the glaze.
That's too much glaze.
If you would have experienced it, you would have loved it.
What's glaze?
What's glaze?
What's glaze?
Glaze is when you're just all
like a donut.
You're just all on that one thing or person, just talking about it and glorifying it, and just it's
What's
glaze.
wrong with
Just stop glazing Metallica like that, bro. They don't want to be glazed.
Sorry, you didn't get invited.
I didn't want to be invited to fake rain that you experienced.
It was real rain. Ask the 8,000 people there. They'll tell you. Go find.
They all got faked rained on too.
No, it was not fake rain.
Do you guys want to duke it out? I'm picking up on some animosity here.
I'll have an episode.
He just doesn't believe the absolute work of art that moment was.
That was God's work.
It was God. It was God's work. Blessing Cliff Burton.
What'd you do this weekend?
Not much.
Dude.
I went to the beach this weekend.
Well, you could have mentioned that.
Beach? What beach?
Went to Wrightsville Beach.
Oh, okay.
Good time there.
I've actually never been there.
What all did you do in Wrightsville?
Went to the beach.
Well, what'd you do on the beach, man?
Went in the water and
Okay.
Beach things.
Are you a layout type of guy, or are you a go in the water and stay in there? You know, because when you go to the beach, and if you go with certain people, they'll either want to just lay out all day, or they'll want to spend most of their time in the water. Which I'd say I'm more of a stay in the water type.
I think you're more of a beach whale person.
Beach whale.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
appearance-wise, yes.
Oh yeah, I must be one sexy whale then.
Yeah, that's right. There we go. What did you do this weekend?
Oh, what did I do? I went to my friend's house, slept over at his house. We just hung out, and then came back home. Went to church on Sunday, and now I'm here working. So, yep.
Okay, you guys got about like 5 more minutes. What else do you want to know?
I like learning some new stuff, so give us another trivia question.
Oh, I did like.
Okay,
Because last time was fun.
this one's easy, and the only reason that it
You say
comes
that every time we do.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's easy that I come up with it because we just had this conversation the other day, so it's top of mind. So
Yeah.
I know you'll get it. So you have to bow out because I'm 100% sure you will. All right. You probably will too.
Maybe.
All right.
We'll see.
This one's easy.
Okay.
How many bones in the human body?
Oh, I might know. I think I know.
What bone talk this thing?
I know, like, approximate area.
Yeah, I do too.
I think I know. Approximate area of what?
Like,
Can I guess?
I know, like, a kind of range.
I know a range. Yeah, I know a range. It's not a. I mean, unless you're like.
I know exactly.
I like to
numbers,
guess.
I think.
I'd like to guess.
Okay, let me rephrase this. The
write it down?
prototypical human being, how many bones do they have in their body?
Tanner has a little extra. He's like an extra pinky toe. So does that count?
I also have an extra tailbone.
Extra what?
Tailbone.
What?
No, I'm joking.
No way. Oh, okay. Can we like kind of write it?
Yeah, we should write it down.
Yeah.
Piece of
So let's do that. Let's take a quick break and we'll grab some. Yeah. Okay.
We'll be back. We're back. So who wants to go first? And
Well, do you want me to give the answer first?
No. How about we go around, guess, or give us your answer and then your logic behind it.
By the way, this was like a 3rd grade science question.
Yes.
yeah, I think.
And
I don't remember anything from.
I was going to
Tailbone.
say, this should be easy.
Okay.
Your answer and then the logic behind why you chose that number.
Here you go.
I got 206.
And why did you say that?
Just because I feel like I remember hearing that at some point.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I said 212.
Wrong.
Okay. I don't know why I said that. I just feel like I heard it somewhere at some point in my life. So.
Okay.
Okay.
I said 206 as well. Because I think I swear when I was in elementary school I saw it on a milk carton. I saw it on a milk carton somewhere.
Well,
So, what do you think?
okay. What did you say?
286.
That's probably Tanner's. Like,
And I just started counting from my toes all the way up, and I came up with that number.
oh, really? Damn.
Pretty impressive. We were not on break very long.
Wow.
Okay.
Did you really say 286?
Yeah, I said 286.
Are we gonna break this down by who's the closest and who's the furthest off?
Yes.
Yeah. So start with who's the furthest off.
The furthest off would be this guy.
Okay. Then next.
And I'll tell you,
What right?
he's exactly 80 bones off.
Oh, wow. So you guys
Me
did
and
get...
Josh got it.
Yes, the correct answer is 286.
Wow.
Yep.
Huh.
That's that Bishop education.
Wow.
Yeah.
So actually paid attention.
No, I just
Remember.
wise. I'm wise.
You
Wise
drink your
person.
milk.
Yeah. Milk carton.
Did you know? Okay, let me ask you this question. If I
That's
said,
the first guess I would have
if I said, John, here's 10 grand.
Oh, I would have got that 100%.
You
That's my first. Okay.
can either keep the 10 grand or you can your favorite word, parlay this
Yeah.
into $100,000.
Yeah. With another question?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. But you have to be sure, right? So you keep the 10 grand if you're sure, or you can lose it all and go for 100 grand.
Okay. At what?
Were you confident enough to make that bet?
Yes. I think that was the first thing I was going to say.
But you had no logic behind it other than you think you heard it at one
But I
point.
felt confident.
So you would have risked double.
206. I mean,
What is the what
10x.
what logic are you supposed to give though? Besides, I've heard that from a teacher, or you can't really give a lot.
That is logic.
Well, that is logic. I saw it on a milk carton. I mean,
That's logic.
Yeah, that's not.
what I
That's
saw.
logic. If you saw it,
think that's what I saw.
what milk are you drinking?
okay,
True Moo.
but it's no
what they-
different.
They had
That's what they-
trivia facts on there?
Yeah, that's what they fed us in elementary school.
That it's no different.
Yes, you had to get milk. There was white milk, chocolate milk, and strawberry milk. No one got the strawberry milk.
Yeah.
That sounds nasty.
I know, it was really
Well, it's
nasty.
no different than getting taught. I mean, you're still learning it from something.
I feel like a teacher
Isn't that weird,
instructing you is probably a little bit better of a logic than it was.
I feel like my local True Moo carton would know.
So it was memorization. What if you were asked a question where
Ask me.
it was something that you weren't taught that you couldn't remember? I mean, what would you do? I've heard different stories about like
I
there's
wouldn't
60
know.
bones in your foot. So I did 60. You have 2 feet, right? So I was like 60, that's 120. I'm like, your hand has to have a bunch of different bones, right? So I did 30 and 30, right?
Metatarsal.
So now that's
phalanges,
another 60. That's
metatarsals,
180.
tarsal.
And I was like, okay, all the bones in your spine, right?
It's like
So that's how I came up with
13,
200. And I do remember something about ending in a 6. So that's what I said was 286. That's how I came up with that's logic, right?
Decent logic.
Alright, but like
that or the milk carton.
I would say right now, do you have another trivia question? Like just think of one off the dome.
Another trivia question?
Yeah, because I kind of want to like go for 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like I think it'd be pretty
Mr.
fun.
Cool Guy.
But if you're going to answer, you have to give us the logic because I don't want just wild ass guesses.
Okay.
That's not a guess though. I was very
You
specific.
had the right number, but what you told me
Okay, that's
is you
why I'm
thought
doing.
you
This is why it's
remembered
not a
it.
fluke.
This one will
Give us
have
a-
a logic behind it.
Give
So
us-
give us another trivia.
Try to think of something. You want me to give you a category?
Sure.
U.S. history.
Ooh.
Anything. Could be states. Could be wars.
Yeah.
Civil wars.
Well, anything. Yeah.
Okay. What year?
Oh, I got this.
What year was the War of
1812.
1812? Write your answers on the piece
Why?
of paper.
Why do I feel like this is gonna?
What
be like,
years? Like how long did it last?
Hold on. Where's the pen? Here. Why are you holding on to stuff?
Are you really trying to answer this?
Yeah. He said write it down.
This was a joke.
Yeah, I know. But he said write it down, so. What did he say? Hold on, read it. 1814?
Tanner, you misspelled 1812.
It's 18. You said 1813, bro?
No,
You
didn't.
seriously have to review that.
1812.
No, you said 1813, bro.
Ready? Are you guys ready to get out of here so we can?
Are we ready to
the
get out of
men,
here?
the men can
ready
talk.
for you to get out of here. I'm ready.
Um,
Not you, Maddie. You're welcome pretty much anytime.
Whoa.
Always welcome.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're well mannered. You don't say a lot of stupid crap. You seem to have your facts together, even though you did get the 206. I'm pretty proud of you.
yeah, I
for
know.
that.
They're saying that we're stupid, but we got it quick.
You're not stupid. You
Anything?
just
Okay,
don't
whatever.
know
Don't
anything.
even talk. Don't even talk.
Don't know anything about you.
I'm an App State fan one day and I'm a Michigan fan one day. Doesn't make sense.
No.
Don't talk.
As long as it makes you mad, it's working.
You really got me, bro. Frick.
All right. So
Okay.
Hey, if you're planning on doing this again, I'm calling it. Next time, you guys are going to duke it out. We're going
No, I have it.
we're going to get some bone-in wings,
I have a better
and
idea.
we're going to sit over here and watch you guys.
No, I have a better idea. I think one episode we should have a trivia battle.
Oh,
Me and
that's a
the
good
younger
idea.
kids versus the old
That's a
geezers
great
that
idea.
are like 70 years old, about to go in the casket.
I think we have a better chance of winning a trivia
I think we
battle
do,
than
too.
Y'all do.
They were mad that I got the 206
Yeah.
really quick.
No, I thought that was good. I just wanted to know how you came up with
And
that
guess
answer.
what?
I wasn't.
Sorry that I'm like
Yeah.
Rain Man. I can remember everything.
You are like Rain Man.
It's Rain Man.
Never mind. Okay, before we end this one, can we get some advice from one of y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can give you all kinds of advice. Do you have any advice you want to share?
Go ahead. You go for it.
Let's hear it.
All right. So, everybody here have a girlfriend.
Tanner has a boyfriend.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Let's calm down
Not
there.
have a girlfriend now.
I'm sorry for exposing you.
Well-
You don't want me to say that.
Let me say this. I'll start with Maddie over here.
Okay.
You don't need one.
Oh,
Okay?
That was heavy.
No. What I'm saying is, don't feel like you have to be pressured, right, to do that. You're young. You need to live your life. You need to have a good time. You need to have fun.
What
Right?
he's basically saying is, don't let someone hold you down.
Well,
really?
you're actually close, because I think people put too much emphasis on that and not enough on themselves when they're young,
I actually
right?
agree with that.
And the goal should be finding the right person, not finding a person, right?
that's deep.
So you need to find somebody that you absolutely can't live without, that you want to spend every second with, and that is your best friend. That is the key.
Yeah.
That is absolutely the key.
That was actually pretty good advice.
That was
though.
deep.
Like, yeah, you should always focus on yourself, because if you can't keep yourself in check, then what's the point of like having another person to worry about if you can't even keep yourself in check?
Right. And to that point, you're absolutely right, Johnny. If you can't do that, and then you wind up with the wrong person, then they wind up moving you in a direction. Because you should be dependent on somebody if it's the right person. That's what it's all about, right? If it's not a team, if it's not a joint effort where you're all working together for a common purpose, there's no point in even,
Yeah.
right? So be selective. I will put it that way. Keep
good.
you out of trouble.
Some good advice.
That's good advice.
Just saying.
Well, we'll get out of your hair, I guess.
Okay, gentlemen. We'll see. Are we doing this again?
Yeah, on Friday.
Yay!
Okay.